Hey guys, this is woofman81. I wanted to make this video for a long time. It's kind of a, I guess whatever, call it a bio type video where you guys actually kind of see who I am, not just some bunch of workout videos that you're like, who is this guy? So I'm going to give you a little insight as to who is woofman81. Anyways, my real name is Cohn Wolfe. I'm 29 years old and I'm from Wenatchee, Washington. I went to college in Spokane, Washington called Eastern Washington University, where I went there on a football scholarship and I played football for a short time there until I kind of wasn't really feeling that, kind of wanted to just do the whole college party thing, and so I ended up just kind of doing that. So after football, I still wanted to do something competitive. I've been an athlete my whole life. I've done sports as far as my whole life as a kid, doing soccer, track, baseball, but football was kind of always been, once I discovered football in high school, it kind of became like my biggest love as far as sports. But anyways, like I said, after college football, I kind of was still wanting to do something competitive, and that's where I kind of started following bodybuilding. And that's kind of what eventually ended up getting me to compete. I'll get more into that anyways, but let's backtrack. What is woofman81? How did that even, what is that username? It's kind of funny how I got that name. Anyways, my last name is Wolfe, like the animal, so I wanted to have the username Wolfman, and I tried to use it. I remember it was like way back when they had AOL Instant Messenger, and so I put in Wolfman, and it was already taken, so they suggested Woofman. So I was like, okay, I'll take that. And the 81 that's attached to it was my football number in high school. So Woofman81, that's how it has came to be, and I pretty much used that username for so many different things since I was in high school. So that's where Woofman81 came from. I wrote a few things down here that I kind of wanted to address that I've kind of gotten, a lot of you kind of asked in certain questions. A big one though is probably one of the biggest questions that a lot of you probably want to know is why I stay natural, why I choose to be natural, and it pretty much, here's my reasoning. And I do think that my whole outlook, philosophy on this may be totally different if I was a kid that grew up very skinny, could never gain muscle, ate a ton and I still didn't see results. I mean, think about all the guys we see in the gym year in and year out. They're busting their ass, working out hard, but they're still just kind of like skinny guys. They're always asking me for advice, and I'm like, hey man, usually, most of the time it's just because they don't eat enough, but a lot of times, a lot of it's just, their body type just doesn't want to put on muscle. So I don't know, sometimes I think maybe if I was that type of body type and I was very maybe insecure about it, then maybe I might, who knows, it's like, you never can tell. But the thing is, I've just always been, it's pertaining to being natural, I've just always been happy with the physique that I've been able to attain naturally. You have to understand that a lot of people say, oh, there's no way you're natural, blah, 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 but it's like, I tell them, hey, I've been doing this for 12 years. I picked up my first weight and got serious about weightlifting when I was about 17. It was my sophomore year in high school. My first love had broken up with me, and I was so down in the dumps, thought life was over, was listening to romance songs before, crying myself to sleep. I mean, yeah, it was bad. Anyways though, to make another long story short, I ended up meeting a football coach in high school that really believed in me, and got me on track to better myself for football. So in order to get better for football, I wanted to get bigger and stronger and faster. So obviously I started hitting the gym, and it's like as soon as I got into the gym, it was just like, oh my gosh, from that day until now, I've been completely hooked on lifting weights. I love it. It's a passion of mine. It's like 12 years later, I'm still antsy about my workout for tomorrow. I'm excited about it. I'm already getting pumped. So I mean, that's when you're truly passionate about something, is when 12 years later you can still say that, I mean, I get butterflies thinking about hitting new PRs next week. I mean, that's when you love something. But So like I said, yeah, I've just always, you know, and obviously my gains have been very slow. I mean, but I can show you pictures from when I was, you know, coming from like, you know, my early 20s up to my mid 20s until now. I mean, the progression is very, very slow, but like I said, I've just been very happy with the physique that I've been able to attain, the amount of muscle I've been able to gain naturally. You know, I'm happy with my size. And, you know, my height is 6 foot. My current weight is about 215 pounds. I mean, I would not, I already have people telling me, you know, women and stuff like that, oh, you're already too big. I don't believe it, but, you know, I mean, I couldn't imagine even being much bigger than this. I just think it would kind of be uncomfortable, to be honest. I mean, at this weight, I can still feel athletic and do everything that I want to do. And, you know, besides the physical aspect, a lot of times too, I don't think I can handle the emotional aspect of, I just would hate that, knowing that like if I have to look my best, I have to resort to taking a drug. The thing is with steroids is you have to come off, right? So you're never going to look the same when you come off. Obviously you lose, you know, some of those gains. So I don't know. I just think emotionally it would be such a kind of like a, you know, a mind fuck to, okay, you're on cycle, you're feeling great, then you gotta come off and you're like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait towards my next cycle, and I don't think I'd be able to handle it really, and not to mention all the side effects that go with it. I mean, crap, you know, hair loss, all that stuff, whatever, I mean, just the, you know, heart problems, liver problems, all that stuff. It's just not for me, you know. The whole thing I love about natural bodybuilding is it's healthy. I mean, you always see pro bodybuilders and things like that, when they're a week out from a contest, they look like death, they want to die. I mean, natural bodybuilding, a week out from a show, I mean, I feel fine. I don't cut my water, I don't do any of that manipulation crap with sodium. I mean, it's just natural bodybuilding to me is it's healthy, and that's pretty much why I stay natural. Another thing is who inspires me. I have a lot of people that currently that, you know, that I kind of follow as far as like natural pros, which is a goal of mine. My goal is to be a natural pro. I set that goal before my very first show, and I still think that I have a very good chance of attaining that goal. But a couple people that some of you may be familiar with are names like Lane Norton, Doug Miller, Brian Whitaker. A local guy that I've gotten the luxury of being able to train with, his name is Luke Ellis, known as the Natural Freak. A lot of you guys have seen his workout videos. He's crazy strong, he's a beast. Also too, a recent pro, and the guy who helped me with my last prep, Tyler Mayer, owner of TNT Nutrition. If you're looking for contest prep, he'd be a great person to contact. You can always just message me, guys, if you're looking for a coach. I can send you his information. Also, too, another great group of contest prep coaches is the 3D MJ crew guys of Jeff Alberts, Alberto Nunez, and Eric Helms. Those guys are another same type of philosophies that I follow, and they have a bunch of guys that they prep that, you know, I follow that are great guys, and they all get in great condition. I may have probably left a bunch of names off this list, but this is just things off the top of my head. A bunch of, I also follow amateur guys that are hoping to be pro like myself. First, Chris Lovato. I just gotta stop for a second. Chris Lovato, that kid. Anyways, yeah, he's one of those guys that, you know, we talk from time to time and really motivate each other. You know, he posts up lifts, I post up lifts. We try to match each other's lifts. I mean, it's one of those things. That's what I love about natural bodybuilding is there's a very good camaraderie of, you know, we all try to push each other. We all post workout, you know, clips on Facebook, and it's like, oh man, so-and-so deadlifted, you know, 6 plates or whatever. So it's like, now you want to do that. It's a very good, just motivational tool that we all use and feed off each other's energy. It's great. I also follow Matt Ogus. He has a very, very big fan base on YouTube. He has a great YouTube channel. It's Flex for All 2, I believe. Like I said, he's posts videos like every day. He's very knowledgeable on nutrition and workout things. We're actually doing the same workout program. Another name is Steve Kleva. He's the other part of TNT for contest prep. Just another guy that I follow that, he's a beast. He just did his first powerlifting meet, squatted over 500 pounds, deadlifted close to 600 pounds. I mean, another strong guy, great guy. There's just a few names about people who inspire me. As far as for myself, future plans, a lot of people keep asking me what my future plans are. Right now, I think it's about 9-10 months into off-season training. Like most of you know, if you saw my video, I didn't earn my pro card at my last show. That was my goal. It was only my second show, and obviously I want a pro card. But I ended up getting second in my class to the guy that won my last show, the 2011 Washington State Natural. So obviously now I'm in off-season trying to make improvements to look better for my next show. Some of the main things that I'm improving on are my back shots. Basically, I'm very happy with the look of my front and my side shots in bodybuilding, but I think that I need to bring up my rear shots, so obviously the thickness and width of my back as well as bringing up my hamstrings. That's what they say. There's a quote that you'll hear in bodybuilding that's so true. Shows are won from the back. You go to a bodybuilding show, you see a lot of guys in a front lineup, they all kind of look good, turn them to the side, okay. But when you really notice somebody, turn them around, look at their back shots, look at the hamstring, glutes as far as conditioning. There's usually the one guy in there that you can tell, you can see the glute striations, the hamstring striations, you can tell he's the one that busts his ass the longest and he was the most conditioned, and usually that's the guy that wins. So I'm just trying to bring up my back shots for my next show, and I think that so far it's really started, with just the most consistent deadlifts, and I've been doing a lot of heavy straight leg deadlifts for my hamstrings, and doing a lot of just heavy rowing stuff for my back, weighted pull-ups for for back width. So I think I've been doing so far 9 months into my off season. Things are going well. I'm hitting PRs on deadlifts, squats, bench. I'm definitely getting stronger, and I think so far things are going in the right direction. I'm trying to think what else I want to discuss here. Oh, let's talk about, I was going to discuss the 2 different diets that I've done for the 2 shows, because I've actually done 2 different diets. The first diet that I did was very random. I wasn't even planning on doing a diet, but I made an order for a protein from muscleandstrength.com, and I ended up getting this in my box. It's called the Diet Solution. It's from the company Civation, and it was written by Derek Charlesboy, who I've actually met and worked out with. Great guy. Anyway, so this was the very first diet that I actually followed. I went and got a food scale, measured all the foods. I followed this diet to the T. And it was that very first kind of wow factor where after about 8 weeks on this diet, it was like that visual, just holy crap type results in the mirror, where I finally saw that physique that I've always kind of wanted to strive to see, but I never really had the discipline to get there. You really realize the benefits of when you actually stick to a diet. The results are unbelievable. You can sit there and play the guess game all you want, guys. Oh, I'm going to try to eat clean for a week and stuff like that, and then you go back to your old habits. No. When you really want to see just amazing first-hand results, you have to stick to something and stick to something. Like I said, I didn't see major results until about 2 months. But it was just once I saw those results, I was hooked. And so this was actually the diet that led me from not just wanting to get leaner, but that actually led me into doing my very first show. My very first show, it wasn't even planned. I had seen such great results from this diet that everybody online, I'd made a thread on bodybuilding.com, and people were like, oh my gosh, you look so amazing, you should do a show, blah, blah, blah. So I was about 6 weeks out, found a local pro qualifier in Mesa, Arizona when I was living there.